What's up, Pi Pals? EG live again. Sorry about that. I had to start it over, but we're live. So I'm actually downtown at the office right now working. We're just going over some stuff, documentation, update websites, videos, and we're like, why not go live? There's so much stuff that's going on. Chris and I were just heads down, just really just building, and it'll be kind of cool to just have go live and just see and hear the perspective from myself. You may possibly hear some background noise for some questions from JB, our creative director, and of course, Lefty Chris 13, Christopher Powell, CTO. But yeah, we're here, we're live. We're actually going to post this up on our socials, so give us a second. But hey, guys, if you have any questions at all related to Project Pi, let me know. Whether it's validators, liquid staking, what we're doing, what we're building, roadmap, test stand documentation, videos, whatever you guys need, merch, I'm here to answer that. So yeah, we're live. We are live.
You want to start off the questions, JB?
Sure.
So it looks like we got
I
two
mean, I feel
viewers.
like we should get some more people inside, to be honest.
Okay. Well,
It's
So
all
I'm
good.
posting an announcement in Telegram.
okay.
Just like some people in.
You have like a little visualization on all too as well, or not?
For Telegram.
Yeah, but no, if you don't, it's all good. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. And by the way, guys, whoever's in here watching this right now in the future, if you do like this format, please let me know. I would be more than happy to go on video and answer any questions that may pop up. I'm probably gonna have to mute this because my shit is blowing up. Who is this? So someone said lol. I think that's Legend. He just sent me something. Oh, he sent the stream and said lol. Legend, what's good, bro? If you're in here, ask any questions, bro. No need to text and say lol. So, but good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, again, I guess I'll go first. As the CTO, and your business partner, what was, we had to delegate roles and whatnot. So like, what has been the challenge as far as like, as being a CEO, as far as like the 1 year, 3 months that we've built this out so far? Like, what is some of the challenges that you face?
Learning the business side of it. My background is computer science and I love the code, but it just kind of just organically happened that way. And I think it worked out for the best because early on, I had a lot of personal issues going through, and hyper focusing on the code early is really important. But I think the challenges was really just delegating tasks because it got to the point where I know we were going through the Meetable Founders program. One thing that Brian Zorner said was like, hey guys, if you're in the same room doing the same thing, you guys are wasting time. So we kind of just force ourselves, delegated the tasks. People are like kind of weird that you're not CTO because you're computer science, but like I tell everyone, you don't really need to like have it like know how to code to be the CTO. You're just gonna have to figure it out. Everyone has their own way of doing things. I feel like anyone is a developer, not necessarily knowing how to code, but with tools and AI, I mean, you can utilize those tools to kind of help you guide yourself through. But yeah, I would think that's the toughest time because don't get me wrong, I love coding, I enjoy it, but I also love the development side. And from my perspective, I think it's just growing me altogether. And I actually also agree with Chris as well too before, is I think if you're going to have a co-founder, I think having two technical co-founders is better than just having one, because if you're too technical, I mean, I feel like it's going to be easier for you to learn the business side. If it's just two non-technical or one technical, it's going to be kind of hard, because I feel like it won't be like a 50-50 split. It'll be more on the seat, like the one who actually knows how to code. But since we both know how to code, it makes things a little bit more simpler and easier. So,
okay. Right now I feel like we're in a really good spot. Testnet is still live. We're testing everything out. What do you think, short term, like, where do you think everything is, leading up to as far as like, potential roadmap and whatnot?
well, everything is leading up to mainnet eventually. A lot of people are super excited to kind of backtrack. Project Power started with hardware and infrastructure with Raspberry Pis. That's what the name came from doing hardware. We did a SaaS model with RPCs. Then with that, we coupled the physical nodes with our SaaS model to bring out DeFi, specifically liquid staking on Pulse Chain. We ultimately picked Pulse Chain because it was early, new, had a great community, and had TVL had liquidity, and the other alternative was Base, but they didn't have their native token. But again, like talking about, we're going over to mainnet, so we just got one of our smart contracts audited with 100%, so that's awesome. Good job to you, Chris. And really, at this point now, it's just marketing. Right now we're doing a giveaway for our merch. So if you haven't, please do that. Auditing our other smart contracts, and then after that, we are in private round. So feel free to reach out for that. And then mainnet launch. Simple as that. There's a lot of other stuff that we definitely want to talk about, but obviously, don't want to give away all the sauce yet, but there's a lot of stuff coming for you guys. So thank you for your support. Again, follow us on Twitter, join our Telegram. There's a lot of stuff coming, and thank you for those who early stake. Thank you for those who are part of our fundraising round. And ultimately, if not, just thank you for supporting us and just knowing what Project Pi is doing and what we're trying to accomplish. Any questions? Anything from Telegram or Twitter or YouTube? Let's see.
What's your life outside of Project Pi like?
My life outside of Project Pi, if we're not going to add it, it's just kids and gym. For those who don't know, I have 3 kids, 3, 2, 1. My daughter actually will be 4 next week. And when I'm not working, which is basically all the time, I 100% delegate minimum. And it sounds really funny, and it's depending who you are, it's going to sound really funny. I have a 9 to 5 of the weekend. I have 8 hours dedicated to the kids over the weekend. So when I wake up about 3 to 5, I'm back to work. But yeah, my life is just depending on the day. I'll wake up. Me and JB will go to the gym, and then from the gym, we either head to ABC or to our downtown office, work, crank it out, work all day, maybe grab some lunch depending on what's going on, keep working, grab dinner, and then go home and work more. And then I'll either rest with watching some anime. I do love anime, or simply just watching a podcast. I love podcasts. So yeah, and cars. Love cars. Can't forget that. Those who know I love cars. Like right now, if there's like a car that passes by, I'll close my eyes, listen to the sound engine. I'm like, yeah, that's a 2004 3.5 liter Infiniti G35, something like that. But yeah. Cool. Looks like we got 1 viewer on YouTube and 26 on Twitter. Do you have it both up? Do you see the chats?
I do.
All right. If you guys have any questions, let me know, guys, because it's rare to get direct answers from the CEO and CTO, because we're building, guys. We're grinding. Like, you have no idea, like,
if you have to say how per week, like how many hours you put into Project Pi?
Me personally, minimum 12. I mean, but that's normal for me, because it's not, a lot of people are like, damn, like, what do you do all day? I mean, it's a lot. I mean, yeah, I do a little bit coding, but it's reaching out to potential partners, whether that's B2B or B2C, that's trying to gather investments for the company. Chris and I are fully bootstrapped. We did finish our seed round about a month and a half. No, 2 months ago now. We finished the seed round. We're fully dedicated. But really, yes, and then making sure our documentation on point, legal, and just standard stuff. But it's actually kind of cool to have Chris, because he's like, I don't want to say specialized in documentation, but his documentation on point. But no, man, it's I would say average 12, but depending on the stages of what we're going, and a lot of tasks has been delegated off my plate thanks to JB, so I actually can code a little bit more. But yeah, I would say on average at least 12 hours of just grinding it out, doing the schedule, going on Zoom meetings, meeting people in person. Yeah, it's a lot, but I love it. It's great, and I see Project Pi doing awesome and wonderful things in the future. Any questions from the audience? JB, do you have a question? Anyone, please?
Yeah.
Feed me. Feed me questions.
I think what we're doing is very different from most other blockchain companies. And I'm pretty sure you guys can. Well, I don't know. Let me just ask. Like, do you guys feel like you guys are like a black sheep when it comes to like your competitors and like other blockchain companies? Kind of like something that makes you guys stand out outside of the tech. Like how you guys portray yourselves, how you guys go about things. Is there something that you feel like you guys are just doing completely different?
I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, but just talking about Chris and I mean, I guess that if you want to compare us to other liquid staking protocols, I would say the biggest difference is we provide the hardware. We provide you with a DIY kit, or if you're not technical, we can just host it for you. What do I mean by that? You can go on our website. You can purchase a physical node that has a full kit, keyboard, mouse, screen, one-click executable node. Get it shipped to your house, and you're off to the races. With most DeFi protocols, if you want to be a node operator, I mean, you're going to have to figure it out, and you're going to have to be technical. We have great documentation and all of that. And another difference is between my partner and I. We love mentoring and teaching. We were just out in Alabama a month and a half ago, teaching at Stillman College about the ethos and importance of blockchain technology, the infrastructure, and really Potion. It was sponsored by the Potion Foundation, so thank you for that, as well as teaching where we graduated from at Georgia State University. But to stop ranting, really, it's just mentorship, educating people. Chris and I love to do this. We're doing this shit since 2017, like learning, and giving away information for free. But now that we have a business and our time is very limited, it's just, if you come to Atlanta Blockchain Center on a Thursday or Tuesday, we're here, but our time is very limited. So it's just heads down building a awesome business that just shows the provenance of, the grassroots of not just Atlanta, but us, showing, great documentation, videos, education, very simplified, seamless protocol where it just makes it so easy. Why wouldn't you want to use Project Pi? So, but we can get a perspective from.
No, I was going to ask, kind of going back because we always hear this question. Well, why 16 million? Yeah, why 16 million? Why not 8? Why not 4? Why not 2 million?
Yes.
1 million?
So it has to do with the economics and the tokenomics. But funny enough, we actually are doing 8, kind of, sort of. So if you look at different protocols like Rocket Pool, right, you have 8 or 16. There are some new ones because of the eigen layer. They can do a little bit less, but we wanted to do half, right? The original 32 million pulse for a solo node validator, and you can look at the statistics. Last time I checked, it was 9.97% APR, which is awesome, right? But the issue with that is your pulse is locked up. It's capital inefficiency. So that's why Project Pi solution with liquid staking, you now have capital efficiency, right? You'd be able to take your pulse, stake it, and get back your ST pulse. You'll get back your collateral. And people are like, okay, well, how are you gaining rewards? Again, that's through the node operators, right? You're joint venturing with the node operator, 60 million plus the PPY, Project Pi yield governance token, and the liquid stakers. Couple that together, we have the Pi pool. But if you're a technical person or if you're early staker, first 100 early stakers, you got the 8 million. That was his incentive, right? 1/4 the price. We do know as the bull market comes and the price of post-chain increases, a lot of people are going to be priced out. And that's, again, one of the core ethos of Project Pi is, simplifying everything, right? Whether that's documentation, whether that's node infrastructure, whatever your background is, like we want everyone to win. And to go back to your question, like, again, like why not 2 or 3? It just wouldn't make sense because especially early on, right? Imagine a node operator just staking 1 million pulse. So that means you need 33 million pulse on the liquid staking side. It would be off balance. 31. But yeah, as time progresses and with the Petra update and all this other stuff, I mean, hey, once we mature and decentralize, maybe someone could be like, hey, let's do, I don't know, 8 million polls now because of this. We will see, but that's one of the reasons why. So that is a great question.
Do I get the merch?
Do you get some merch?
No,
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. But do we have any questions from the audience? Have you seen anyone say anything on
Not yet.
the Twitter or the thingy, the YouTube? Are you checking the YouTube?
Not sure.
Let's see. And I'm still here, guys. I'm just seeing if anyone's saying anything. Cool. Awesome.
What do you think about the that feature that we basically just added? What was that? Saturday with the validator and like the pi pool connection.
You talking about the status connection with the different colors, or
Yeah. So like, what do you think about that? Like,
I
do you
did
think that's
how like right when you said that the first thing that made me think of was a street light. You have red means stop, yellow means slow down, green means go. It just makes it more simple, more easy, right? So the green is active, right? You can see it, it's active,
Mhm.
and yellow paused is just it's in queue per se, and then the red is pre-launch. Now I think it's great. There was one UI UX thing we are contemplating on posting about. We'll see, but no, I think it's really good. It's going to just, again, it goes back to what I just talked about earlier, just making it seamless, easy, and just a no-brainer, right? Just making everything so simple. Even if you are a non-technical person, you could still potentially run your own physical node at the house. I know some people, technical or not, they either want to buy a physical node because they just want to support, or they just want to learn, or they understand the importance of decentralizing the blockchain network and then running your own node at home. So, no, but I think the feature is great. But just knowing how we are, I mean, shoot, a month from now could be totally different or even easier. So, but yeah, we're iterating, we're growing. I know we announced that on a dev update on Twitter. I know we do Telegram and Twitter, but we always do the developer updates. So to keep update, guys, please follow us on Twitter. Please follow us on Telegram. You will get the updates. If I don't answer it, Chris will answer it. Chris will answer it. Someone in the community will answer it, but we will get to you. I promise. We're building, we're out here, and we're doing our thing.
In the future, it's a team of 3 right now.
Mhm.
What do you think in a year our team would be as far as like the amount of people? If you could get up to maybe 6 or get up to 10 people, or
That's a beautiful question. So a year from now exactly would be 2025 July 1st, right? At that point, we will be in mainnet. Liquid staking will be available. Nodes will, node operating be available. PPY will be out. The governance token, the project pi yield that you need to be a node operator. Obviously, we have the CEO, we have the CTO. Hopefully, we'll still have JB as our creative director. I could definitely see just how things are going. We will probably need a technical writer. So that would be 4 people. Who else would be like the Avengers or the Dream Team? We would need a possibly, I would say a full-time intern to figure out which department they want to go into, because I know sometimes they want to try a bunch of everything. I know when I was an intern, I wish I could try a non-technical thing instead of a technical thing. I think that'll be a very unique thing from Project Pi as a business standpoint, to actually let the intern try each department. So that'll be like 4.5. I would say probably UI UX person to kind of go over and really, in-house, really go down like for like the branding for everything. I mean, everything. Like I know we have I think what we have is solid, but just having someone who does this for a living. Because once we have the template for everything, I mean, it's at that point, it's just keep iterating, keep growing. As well as another developer. Now, coming from corporate side, there's no such thing as full stack, right? You're going to be decent in full front end, decent in back end. I think 100% a front end developer and a back end developer, 100% hands down, to delegate tasks from you as well too. So then Chris and I could just focus on the vision to actually grow it. I think so. I think a solid, let's see, 2, 4, I would say 5 minimum, 8, 10 max by the end of the year, to where everyone who has been here can somewhat get delegated to where we can each see our own vision and focus on each thing. Because again, if you have someone who's a master at something, and yes, you could do it, it would make more sense to do the person who's been doing it for decades or half a decade. So that's my thought. Front end, back end, intern, technical writer, and UI UX. That kind of matches everything. And then really honestly, some, like a marketer as well too, to help market. But again, we will see. But I think for sure,
So
technical writers, technical people, and another creative person. I would say that. Almost doubling down on everything.
basically, so going from 3 to about 7 to 8 people.
Yeah, about doubling it. I see that. I see that. But again, like, even though I answered that question today, it could change next week because of an update or something. But I think that's solid. Just having it's almost, I think of it like a squad, right? Like, because I was a gamer, right? So you have, at least you have to have a tank, an assassinate tank or assassinate. Like, it has to have some type of couple. So it's almost like 2 people each department, 2, 4, 6, and then plus us.
Can't have all healers on the team.
Can't have all healers. You got to have.
I mean, you probably could get away with it, but it'd be hard.
Yeah. You need that assassin, that go-getter, and you need the support backup, right? You need that person who's out in the front, really out there doing it, and you have the person in the backup doing it, right? You have the front-facing person, and you have the person in the back grinding it out. So you have okay, super simple. You have someone telling the story while someone's building the story.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah. That's what I would say, in my personal opinion. Because the thing is, Chris and I, bro, like, I already know we come up with amazing ideas, but it's just like we're just trying to focus on the Project Pi. But we, like, you'll see, guys. Just keep messing with us. You'll see what's good. You'll see what's up. Because we're not playing around, guys. Like, we are really here doing things. You guys, you got to remember, like, fully bootstrap. Like, there's not a lot of startups that's fully bootstrap. You look at any other DeFi protocol, specifically liquid staking, they all have VC backed funding. All of them. So, hey, we're just doing what we got to do, guys. So again, thank you for joining on this. I want more questions. Did anyone say anything on Twitter yet or YouTube? Why are you guys not answering any questions, man? Come on now. You just want to just hear me talk? I mean, I could talk, but yeah, man, again, we're going to be the first liquid staking protocol in Potion, which is huge. But, again, can't do it alone. We need you guys' support. So, cop the merch, use testnet, liquid stake, see how it works. And if you want to be a node operator, make sure you have your node, and we'll hop on a call and see what's good. But again, we're live on testnet. So there's still coding, still iterating, still grinding, still need a plethora of smart contracts that need to be audited. There's still a amount of UI UX thing that we need to change, that we need to update. But no, everything is good. We have projectpi.xyz, hub.projectpi.xyz, and then we have data.projectpi.xyz, pools.projectpi.xyz, and early staking XYZ. And then for your audits, you can go to RD, you can go to SourceHack, and go to Zokyo.projectpi.xyz. And that's all of Chris and ours. No one helped us with none of that. So went through 4 or 5 iterations of the main website, 2 iterations of the hub, and then everything else you see is the combination of the skills that we've learned, which is the early staking, the data, the pools. And sadly, well, it's not sadly, since Potion is so new, a lot of stuff is not integrated. So we have to build a lot of the stuff in-house, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But as we're growing, and I know a question is, the future Project Pi, I think one of the biggest unique things about Project Pi is we will be bringing liquidity and just eyes from other chains on Potion. Because again, yes, we started on Potion, and we already talked about why we started on Potion, but we won't just be sticking with Potion. We're going to be multi-chain, because we, Project Pi as a company, believes in multi-chain. You got to think about it. If you're comparing it to the real world, there's not just one shoe store, Nike. No, there's Nike, Adidas, Puma. There's a bunch of stuff, and there's stuff that people will and won't like, but it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So sorry for the rant, guys, but I don't even remember what the original question was. But yeah.
You got any more questions?
Not a question, but I don't know. This is cool. Like I feel like we talk a lot about like our vision with Project Pi and what we're doing, but I think doing stuff like this is good for not just our community, but for like the team as well. Just like being able to ask questions like these and setting aside time for it. So I feel like we should definitely do this again. Definitely give a heads up, instead of just going live randomly. I think that will help people get more prepared to join our live and actually have some people in the chat asking some questions so that they know Project Pi is going to be live on Friday or Wednesday or Monday, whatever day we choose. I'm going to just hold my questions so I could hear from the man himself.
Yeah, this was spurred up, sporadically, but it was only because we was all just talking and building, and then next thing you know, I was just like, well, we always talk. Let's just put it out there. I feel like stuff like that builds transparency, and people can actually hear what we're doing like live. So I think that's always good. And mind you, we don't have a problem with being transparent and telling people what we're doing because I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like, you're building a relationship with, people while you're building something.
I just got a message from Anton. You know who you are. Shout out to you, bro. How is it going, man? Hope you and your family are blessed. Yo, everything is going well. I'm with my team right now building. If you are looking at the stream, thank you again for being an early supporter. You're awesome. And the family are good, bro. They are good. Thank you so much for that, bro.
Yeah, it's always amazing too. It's just like, we're Project Pi, we are building, I always say it all the time. When you hear, companies like Ripple and Coinbase and Consensus and MetaMask, like you hear just like those names in Web3 where it's like, those are like a stamp. I can definitely see Project Pi being one of those stamps, and that's what we're going for. That's why we move a certain way, how we act a certain way, have to be that way.
You hear that? It's from the CTO guys, and I definitely agree. We hold ourselves to a very high standard to the point where we were. Standard. I mean, we can do this in another vlog, guys, or AMA, or whatever you want to call this. But guys, when you're trying to build a company like this, you legitimately have to sacrifice everything. Nothing tops your business, your startup, your baby. You're going to have a lot of no's, but as long as you stick with the vision, of course, you're going to slightly pivot, meaning you may think, oh, I was going to do this, but perfect example, let's say there's step 1, 2, 3, 4. You may go to step 3 first instead of step 2, but as long as you stick with the vision, Project Pi, again, is an infrastructure company first, helping decentralized networks, a simplified, decentralized network infrastructure and DeFi protocol. We did the hard part first. The very hardest part, which is layer 0, the infrastructure, the hardware, embedded systems engineering. That shit was hard, but we didn't give up. We figured it out. We understood how every mechanism worked, and because of that, everything else kind of just followed into place. If we started with DeFi first, we would have to use the companies that Chris just mentioned, but no, we can just use our own infrastructure, as well as utilize our partners that we partnered with over the past year and a half.
And who we will be partnering
with in the future. And again, there's a lot of sauce, a lot of information that I definitely want to tell you guys, but I cannot tell you that because it just wouldn't make any sense. If you know, you know. If you really, really, really want to know, pull up the ABC, say what's up, join the Telegram, talk, ask questions, join the Twitter, or follow us on Twitter, and just keep an eye out on Project Pi, because again, you never know what we're going to be doing next. Yes, we have nodes, physical and cloud. Yes, we provide RPCs. Yes, we provide DeFi. just look at our documentation. There's a lot of stuff that's there that you may not even know. But yeah, guys, we out here. Any questions on YouTube or Telegram? No questions. All right. Well, I'm all about numerology. I'm going to stop this at 31 minutes and 4 seconds. It's been 30 seconds, 11, 3.14. You know how it is. So yeah, guys, thank you again for joining this impromptu talk to the CEO. If you have any questions, please let me know. Specific to Project Pi, nothing personal. If you really want to know something personal, just DM me. But yeah, when it comes to nodes, physical or cloud, when it comes to liquid staking, how a liquid staking protocol works, looks like we got a question. You have a question or someone has a question?
Someone got a question.
All right. From Twitter or YouTube?
From Twitter.
All right.
Driven762.
Mm-hmm.
Will cross-chain model pay homage to Pulse, and that will you incentivize PEEP to bring value into Pulse?
No, I don't know what that is. Again, we're building a private chain. I don't know what that is. PEEP is what is that?
I think
token?
people.
Oh, people. Peeps.
So I think he's saying that are we, while we're building on Pulse Chain, are we trying to also think in the future of being multi-chain, but still bringing in value to Pulse Chain?
100%. I mean, we've kind of talked about that earlier. Maybe you missed it, but yeah, 100%. Like again, once we're out live, we're going to be going to other chains, but if people know about Project Pi, people know about Pulse Chain. So it's like a feedback loop. It's a feedback loop system. We're always going to be iterating. We're always going to be growing. So.
And I know, it was specifically to you, but I mean, I can chime in just a little bit. I think that, in the future, I can see us being multi-chain. I think that with let's say for the liquid staking token in itself, like ST Pulse, I can maybe see a situation where ST Pulse is, backed by other liquid staking assets of other blockchains like a Gogo Pool or Lido or something like that, using STE to be able to swap into a ST Pulse or something like that. I think that also brings in a little bit more liquidity from that other chain directly to Pulse Chain, which would be amazing.
Yeah, I think restaking would be amazing where you can take your ST Pulse, wrap it twice. If you have a WST Pulse onto another protocol that's EVM compatible, that'd be super cool. And I don't see why that wouldn't happen in the future. All right, guys. Well, it is past the 31-4. Thank you again for joining in this talk with the CEO call. Again, we will, please, for those who are watching it now or those who will be watching in the future, if you like this format, let me know. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Telegram. Ask questions. Let's get the Telegram popping, guys. And yeah, Vandale out now. Talk to you later, Pi Pal.